G'day everyone, how you doing? Today we're going to take the VASE Tonesetter 18 watt 12-inch combo guitar amp for a little bit of a test run. This is a new release through VASE. I've been fortunate enough to be working with the prototype before now, and I've used it on a few live gigs, and I've used it for some recording as well for the new album we're doing, the GGC album. And it's a great little amp. It stands up really well live with drum kits, different levels of bass players and stuff around you. Great little stage amp, and obviously great for recording because you can control that a lot better in that environment, but it stands up great in that too. So I guess what I'd like to point out is, even though I've got some effects here, I want to be able to hear what the amp and the guitar sound like without any effects in the middle. So I just want to hear the guitar and the amp together. So that's what we've got here at the moment. There's probably a lot of Strat players out there, so this is a great amp for Strats. So I've got a lot of response on the bottom end. Nice clear mids. And nice clear highs. Now that's with no overdrives or anything. I've got the preamp gain set to about half. I've got the tone set to about half, which you can see here. The tone, which is great, is just a single tone knob here for bass and treble. So that's in the middle, which is great. And the volume's only on about, I don't know, 4, I guess, 3.5, 4, which is great. So let's see what happens if we turn the main output volume up a little bit, eh? We'll just turn that up. Good, plenty of sustain, just gives it that bit more beef. I'm trying to keep the preamp gain back a bit, just so we can keep it, to find that nice combination of like sustain and presence without getting too distorted, So we're using the amp and getting the most out of the amp. I've been in situations where I've worked with guitar players who have had lots of effects and different things to play through. And I was actually doing a session one day, and the guy he had all these effects, and he was getting into a real state because he kept hitting his pedals trying to find this sound, and he couldn't find it, and he was getting annoyed, and it was all happened. So in the end, the engineer and I just looked at each other and went, we've got to ditch this. So we ditched all the effects. We said, mate, get rid of all the effects, go straight into the amp, and start listening to what the guitar's giving back to you and what the amp's giving back to the guitar. So, really get into that, get connected with your guitar, get connected with your guitar through your amp first, before you start dicking around with a lot of, toys or overdrives and stuff, whatever. If you really want to find out what your guitars and your amps can do, just run them straight. The best sound you get is doing that ultimately, I figure, So here we go. That's just straight through. Let's try the middle pickup and see if we get a bit more mellowness. Nice even tone across that, I reckon. That's sounding pretty nice. Nice and warm. Still quite a few highs in there, but a nice, very warm mid-range coming through that. Let's try the neck pickup. Yeah, that's good. Sounds pretty nice. Just a guitar and the amp, beautiful for recording, fantastic. You can hear everything, you can hear all those frequencies right from the top down to the bottom. I'm finding that's really good. And not breaking up too much. Let's run the preamp a bit harder and see what we get with that, and see, you know, let's see if we can find a bit more breakup area and for a bit more sustained, perhaps slightly heavier sound for the more rocky stuff. And that what we're using now is nice for blues, I guess. Would be good for blues and slightly mellow. Let's see if we can give it a bit of a grunt. We'll turn that gain up to say about 2 o'clock. Might even add a few more tops here, just a few more highs to make it jump, and then a little bit more of your output. Well, I didn't need to put on much. I can hear that starting to come up pretty swiftly. I didn't have to wind much of that in. So let's see what that sounds like, say for a rock sound on the back pickup, no effects. Yeah, it's got some crunch, all right. I'm pretty happy with that. Very happy with that.